As usual, right before I'm about to upload and finish my thumbnail, we have a little bit of Eagles breaking news. And I think this was important to at least mention because of the running back situation for the Eagles. We're very thin. Miles Sanders, broken hand. Jordan Howard, he's banged up again. So we need running backs. And the Eagles signed Kerryon Johnson to the practice squad, along with offensive lineman Luke Juriga. We're kind of thin at the offensive line position because of everybody testing positive. So Kerryon Johnson comes back. He was with us in the summer, so it makes sense that they would bring him back. Although I got to tell you, I wasn't that impressed with him in the summer. I still think this is probably a pretty smart move for the Eagles, who are dealing with a lot of injury at the running back position. So will they elevate Kerryon Johnson? We shall find out. I'm not really sure they will. But with that said, let's start this video. So how about this for turning seasons around? If the Eagles beat the Washington No-Names this week, there is a very real possibility they will clinch a playoff spot. Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. See, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. You're right the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. So you know what I love about the win on Sunday? You know what I love besides the fact that we're on the verge of making the playoffs? But I love the fact that we win on Sunday. Now we're going into another holiday weekend that I can enjoy, that I can sit back, relax, and enjoy, and get ready for the Eagles to go up against the Washington No-Names. Now, I gotta say this. I think this Washington game this Sunday is going to be a lot tougher than maybe some people think. Washington, the last time we played, obviously a weird night. You're playing them on Tuesday, but they had a lot of guys out. Then on Sunday Night Football, they go into Dallas and they get destroyed. I mean, they get destroyed. It was so bad. It was so bad, I stopped streaming at halftime. It was that bad. It was like 42 to 3, 42 to 7, something ridiculous like that. It was insane. Now, Washington is going to be upset. They're going to be embarrassed. They're going to be angry. And then they're going to want to come out and they're going to want to take it on the Eagles. The Eagles cannot let that happen. They cannot let that happen. They have to beat the Washington No-Names. They got to put it together this week. The biggest game of Jalen Hurts' career is this week. Last week was the biggest game. The week before that was the biggest game. But this is what it's like when you get into December football, playoff football. Every week is the biggest game because every week more is on the line. And for the Eagles, listen, if the Eagles win on Sunday, if they go out and they beat Washington, okay, there's a very real possibility that the Eagles will clinch a playoff berth next week or after that game on Sunday. They won't even have to play or win the Dallas game the week after. They'll be clinched. And here's how it will work for the Eagles. If the Eagles win on Sunday and beat Washington, then if Minnesota loses to Green Bay, now they got to go to Green Bay, okay? And the San Francisco 49ers beat the Houston Texans, the Eagles clinch a playoff berth. They clinch a playoff berth. Now, the reason why the Eagles need the Niners to beat the Texans is because if the Niners win, that guarantees there's no three-way tie between the Eagles, Minnesota, and the Niners. The Eagles would lose out on a three-way tie. So, by the Niners winning, they would have another win. That would guarantee that they couldn't have a three-way tie. If the Eagles win on Sunday, they would pretty much eliminate the New Orleans Saints, who couldn't have a better record than them, okay? And then obviously Minnesota is right behind us, and another loss for them would pretty much bury them. So the Eagles control their own destiny. They control their own destiny, but with a little bit of help. And I mean, I think it's very realistic to say that Green Bay beats Minnesota at home. I mean, they are playing for a number 1 seed. Now, if they win, and I think Dallas loses or some other things, they clinch and they lock up the number 1 seed, okay? So they have a lot to play for. Houston Texans are not good. They're not good. The 49ers are coming off a loss. There's no reason why the 49ers should not win. Okay? So I think those things are very realistic and can happen. Now, I've heard a couple people say, well, the Eagles need the Saints to lose to the Panthers. I don't think they need that at all. Because the Panthers, because the Saints already lost to the Eagles. So the Eagles would own a tiebreaker. And one more win would guarantee that the Saints couldn't have a better record than them. So the Eagles, really, they're in a position that, it's a perfect position. And, I gotta tell you, I'm not really surprised that we're at this moment. I know a lot of people thought the Eagles would win 3 games, 4 games at max. I was said that I was on drugs, that I was crazy, that I was a delusional Eagle fan. I heard this all off season simply for saying the Eagles could win between 7 and 10 games. And if everybody in the NFC is as bad, and NFC East is as bad as they were last year, they could win the division. That's all I said. That's all I said. And guess what? The Eagles have 8 wins right now. And the Eagles are above 500. So, yes, they won't win the division. But they could very well get into a playoff position, play a playoff game. To me, the Eagles, this team that we're building, because let's face it, we're supposed to be kind of rebuilding, retooling, okay? And we weren't supposed to be a playoff team and all those kind of things, but guess what? We are. And if we can make the playoffs, give guys like Jalen Hurts experience in a playoff game, Devontae Smith, all those guys, Goddard, if they all could get playoff experience, okay, then you go in the offseason, you have cap space. The Eagles are going to have cap money, and they're going to have 3 first-round picks. Now, unfortunately, it looks like our 3 first-round picks are going to be mid to late first-round picks because Miami won again. I just cannot believe this Miami team was 1-7. They were 1-7, and now they're 8-7. It's unbelievable. But they do face the Titans. They do face the Patriots. So hopefully they'll lose the last 2 games. I'm sorry to all Dolphins fans. Jersey Dolphins, shout out to you. But man, I gotta hope. I gotta hope you lose the last 2 games and give us better position. Get as close to a top 10 pick as we possibly could get with that pick. I think the Colts pick currently is like 23rd or 24th, and then the Eagles, their own pick is like 19 right now. So we're gonna have some mid to late first round picks. We're gonna have 3 of them. Now the good thing is you could do a lot with it. You could trade up, you could trade back, you could do whatever you want. The most important thing when it comes to the picks is not letting Howie Roseman make the picks. I don't want him drafting talent, but that's a whole nother issue. The Eagles getting to the playoffs, okay, with cap space next year, with 3 first-round picks, some second-round picks, third-round picks, with a bunch of draft picks, okay, to do all that, to have all that, and then to make the playoffs anyways, is a great accomplishment. It's a great accomplishment for the Philadelphia Eagles. To me, you're at that point playing with house money. That's what it is. It's house money. Because, look, I'm a realist. I know the Eagles aren't going to the Super Bowl. Not without some sort of miracle. But with 3 first-round picks, cap space next year, a young team, a young quarterback, and to make the playoffs, that's a big deal. That is a great step in the right direction, a promising step in the right direction. Now, if you do good in free agency, you draft the right players, the Eagles, they could be building something for years, but they got to get it right. But when I look at these playoffs, I look at it and I say, this is house money, man. We're playing with house money. There should be no pressure on the Eagles. There should be no no feeling like you have to win this game or everything's going to collapse or it's all or nothing or all, everything right now or never. The Eagles got time. I want to win. I mean, win as many games as you can, plus, but it's house money. And this leads me to a situation that I can see coming. I can look into the vastness of space, whatever the hell that is. I can look and I see the moon and I see Bad Dog on the moon and he's mad because he works for NASA. Then you have over here, you have the Dallas Cowboys. Now the Cowboys and the Eagles play the last game of the season. It is possible that the Eagles could clinch a playoff spot, rest their guys, and Dallas has to win that game for seeding reasons. See, if it's me and I'm the Eagles, getting the 7th seed, to me, I don't need to be the 6th seed. I don't need to be the 5th seed. I don't care about that. To me, 5, 6, 7, it's all the same. So I rest the Eagles. If the Eagles clinch a playoff spot this Sunday, I'm not playing any of my starters versus Dallas. There's no need to. Okay? To me, you're going up against either the Rams, the Cowboys, or the Buccaneers. Pick your poison. To me, I think the best matchup for the Eagles would be the Dallas Cowboys. The reason being is the Eagles know the Cowboys really well. Cowboys know the Eagles really well. Division rivalry, division games can go any way at any time. So I think this would be the most likely way for the Eagles to win on the road, to go play the Cowboys. So that's what I'm hoping for. And we could go into the last game of the season, and the Eagles could rest Jalen Hurts. They could rest their whole team, and Dallas is trying to get that number 1 seed. Could happen. Could be a situation where Dallas can't get the number 1 seed. The Eagles have clinched, and they both sit all their starters, and then the very next week, they have to meet. Because make no mistake about it, right now, the Dallas Cowboys are the 2 seed, the Eagles are the 7th. If the playoffs were this weekend, the Eagles would be playing Dallas in Dallas. Most likely, that's going to be the first round matchup. Most likely, the Eagles are going to play the Cowboys. Most likely. And I wouldn't want it any other way. Because like I said, division rivalry, a team that you know well, is always, I think, it's always a crapshoot, especially in the playoffs. It could go any way. You guys remember years ago when Dallas beat us three times, right? They beat us 3 times. We played them back-to-back weeks, and we lost. Remember Eric Guitar, Donovan McNabb moment? That doesn't happen often. To beat a team 3 times in the season doesn't happen often. I think that was 09, something like that. 2010, 09, something like that. That was over 10 years ago. Doesn't happen often, okay? You remember when the Giants, and Giant fans will remember this, remember they lost twice to Dallas. Dallas had the best record. They were the number 1 seed. The Giants had to go in there and beat them. Giants had lost twice to them. They go into Dallas and they beat them. So division rivalry games, especially in the playoffs, can go any way. They're usually tough, and to me, I want that choice. The other reason why I want to play Dallas is there is no, and Dallas fans hate when I say it, but it's true. There is no bigger choke team over the last 20 years than the Dallas Cowboys, except the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons may be the biggest choke team in the history of the world. But Cowboys haven't done anything in the playoffs in 20, 30 years. So I expect Dallas to go into that game, first round of the playoffs. Dak Prescott, big contract, right? Dallas is in win now mode. They got to win now. That's what they're going to be thinking. We got to win. All that pressure, all of it, is going to be on the Cowboys. It's going to be on the Cowboys. The Eagles, they're going to come in there. They're going to be loose. They're going to be dancing. They're going to be doing, their double moonwalks because they're playing with house money. No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. Damn, I look like Denzel Washington. Damn right. You know it. You know it. And Denzel Washington in Eagles gear is a beautiful thing. But anyways, I regress. I get caught up in my beauty. But as I was saying, Eagles, no pressure. Dallas, all the pressure in the world. I think this is a great recipe for the Eagles to go pull off the big upset. And if they beat Dallas and we move on, I have that over Mark Holmes and the Cowboy fans all year. All year. I gotta love it. But in all seriousness, it looks like there's a good possibility the Eagles and the Dallas will play each other in the playoffs. And I can't wait for it. But the Eagles got to take care of business. I don't want to overlook Washington. I don't mean to overlook Washington. I'm just talking about different scenarios that could happen. This Washington game is going to be tough. Washington is going to give us a handful. We got to come away with a victory. But if we do, I think the Eagles very likely will clinch a playoff spot this Sunday. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Every day, Mark Holmes got a video of Philly 500. Every day. And then he goes, well, how dare him say that I'm scared of the Eagles. Well, you make a video of me every day because you're scared. Because you're scared. Listen, here's the truth. A lot of Cowboy fans, I won't say a lot, I'll say some. Some Cowboy fans, they are insulted that I say I want the Eagles to play the Cowboys in the playoffs. They think that we should just bow down to them, we shouldn't play the game, and we should just give it up. That's what they think. But they really miss what I'm saying. They're not listening because they're so butthurt about what I'm saying. What I'm saying is simple. It's a fact. And if you were to reverse the situation, right? If you were to reverse the situation and say the Eagles were the number 2 seed and the Cowboys were the 7th seed. As an Eagle fan going into that game, I would think my team has a chance to win. They should win. But I would be uneasy about it. I would be uneasy in that we are playing a division opponent. These games are usually close. These teams know each other well. And one mistake here or there can and usually decides these games. So that's all I'm saying. The Eagles have a better chance against the Cowboys than I think they do the Rams. That's it. And the Eagles are playing with house money. And the other thing I wanted to say in my video that I didn't get a chance to say is if Jalen Hurts takes the Eagles to the playoffs and wins, he's getting another year. He's got to get another year. Okay? Because he's going to have to play good for the Eagles to do what I think that they can do. But I think it's very funny that every day there's a video about me. Mark Holmes. I mean, I know I look like Denzel Washington. I know I'm good looking. I'm easy on the eyes. But man, you really are scared of the Eagles. It's the only explanation for it. And that's why I love it. That's why we're coming for your meats. Denzel Washington. Out.